Hey, this is John,
And I'm Josh.
and we are here to talk about Week 13 of the 2018 college football season. But it was Rivalry Week, and so any big challenges happened during
Yeah,
this
there
one?
was a couple, one or two upsets. And, Bobby said that it's rivalry week and there would be some kind of upsets, and there were. And so we'll start with a non-upset game of UCF and South Florida. It's a
There's
rivalry
no
game.
surprise here.
No surprise except,
Oh,
this is just super, super sad. UCF star quarterback Milton with a really devastating injury. I heard the surgery went well and he is recovering, but he's definitely out for the rest of the season.
yeah, for sure.
Which is just their conference championship game and whatever bowl game they get. But still, that's a sad story to see such a great player kind of get injured.
It is. It is. I mean, we never want to see anybody get injured like that. And I know that's going to be hard for UCF.
And I know it hurts their playoff chances for sure.
It does. I've actually heard it actually helps Milton's stock as far as Heisman's concerned. It doesn't give him a chance, but it moves him up. Just realizing what he has accomplished over the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Putting that together. But yeah, it is a shame that has happened. We never want to see those kind of injuries. But at the same time, they took care of South Florida with no problem.
Handley, backup quarterback, did great.
Yeah.
So good job, Knights.
That's right. Okay, and then Washington State. This was more of an upset. Everybody thought that Washington State finally had a chance here.
Which I think that mindset alone is exactly where, and I said this last week, is exactly where Chris Peterson wants his team to be. It's what he's always been great at, and he's just a phenomenal coach, and Washington State got out-coached. It came down, I don't think necessarily to a factor of talent as much as they did. They just got out-coached the entire game, and good win for Washington and bad loss for Wazoo.
28-15.
That hurts him.
Yeah, and it surprised me. I really thought Washington State was going to be able to do it this year, but no.
Yeah.
Okay, then Auburn, Iron Bowl, went to Alabama, Tuscaloosa, and first half.
There seems to be a trend of Alabama in the first half.
Yeah, and even Alabama's first half was
not
that impressive. It was okay.
Offensively,
it was.
They just didn't seem to be clicking or rolling.
No, they didn't. But second half they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
52-21. And of course, after that, everybody's calling for what's going to happen with Gus Malzahn, and I don't think anything's decided there.
I mean,
that means anything.
If I remember right, he has like a 7-year contract with them right now, and it's like it would cost a fortune.
It would cost
to pay
a
off
fortune.
his contract,
yes.
And he's not doing. Look, you lose 52-21 to Alabama is not a big deal. I know Auburn likes to beat Alabama.
I don't think it's just
Alabama
Auburn though. I think it's a much bigger picture than that. I think it's the fact that Auburn has so much potential, yet they're not having outside of Cam Newton, they're just not having great seasons.
Yeah.
Year in, year out. So I think that's the
ultimate problem.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, then Utah State went to Boise State.
This was a huge game for Boise State because whichever team won this is the team that gets to play this coming week in the championship game.
Yep.
And it's just a lot bigger deal
This
was another
big
game.
Deal.
Like for the Boise State seniors to get to come back and play on the blue one more time because of winning this game was just a really big win for Boise. And they won 33-24, super close game the entire way. It was back and forth.
Wow, Utah State, they came out of the gates like it was scary.
Oh, yeah. Their first drive, they drove down, scored like,
oh my goodness,
it was cake. And then the rest of the game was definitely a lot harder.
Boise State made some great adjustments. They figured out how to slow Utah State down.
It was honestly, I would say the momentum shifted after a key interception.
Yeah.
In the first half. That kind of just shifted the momentum a little and put Boise in the lead.
Yeah.
Good win for the Mountain.
It was.
The Mountain Conference.
It was.
Broncos.
Yeah. And then you had, okay. I think this one shocked pretty much everybody as far as the Big Ten was concerned. But
I'm going to start with the fact that Jim Harbaugh has never beat Urban Meyer in Ohio State.
And at this point, I don't think he ever will.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
This was just incredible, like, blew both of us away. The fact that Ohio State beat Michigan 62-39. First off, I feel like half of these games this year, there's just no defense anymore. Like, it just blew me away in all these rivalry games. Like, no defense whatsoever. And we'll talk about 2 games later on in my upsets that were, it's just like,
I mean, it's sort of sad when Washington State is the one of the lowest
when the
scoring
Pac-12
games.
team is the lowest scoring one.
Yeah. But this one was ridiculous. I mean, Michigan, I mean, they couldn't do anything. I mean, offensively, they're really not doing much. I mean, okay, 39 points is still a lot of points.
It is.
But when you're allowing 62 points, yeah.
It was just Ohio State would just look like the better team. And there's no, like, way
They did, but this is the same team that got beat by Purdue.
I know. It's college football, man.
Wow.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Okay.
I love it.
Then you had South Carolina went to Clemson, and Clemson
It was
took
close
it to
the
South
first half,
Carolina.
I'm pretty sure.
Which is often the case.
Yeah, it's a trend here. And then, man, did Clemson come out and just showed they're number 2 in the country.
Yeah.
In the second half, 56-35. They did allow a lot of points, but when you're scoring
Trevor
as
Lawrence,
fast,
I mean, he's doing a great job.
he's a solid quarterback and character.
Yeah.
You gotta love him, even if you don't like Clemson, which I don't. But I do like Trevor Lawrence, and that kind of like that cool story of where he came in and took the place of the starting job of a quarterback who's honestly a great quarterback.
Yes.
And so it's just crazy to see how a quarterback as young as Trevor Lawrence was starting at a team as good as Clemson and leading them to at least the playoffs, unless they lose to Pittsburgh.
All right. Before we get to the upsets, the one other one we had was Notre Dame at USC, and
so Notre Dame won 24-17.
That's right.
And we're just mentioning this because Notre Dame is number 3, and for resume, they're not necessarily the most solid team because their one win, their one big win was against Michigan. And they barely beat Michigan, and now Michigan kind of lower the stocks on that win. After
they struggle with USC,
Michigan lowered their stocks as well after getting destroyed by Ohio State.
That's
so
right.
it just kind of looks a little less impressive.
Yeah.
Do I think Notre Dame deserves to be in the playoffs? They're undefeated, so I'm going to say they deserve to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think it's going to show that
they're going to be revealed.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be revealed. I think they should be in the conference. I think it hurts them a lot to not be.
It does.
And, anyways.
Because at this point, they're done for the season. That's right.
So moving on.
Okay, upsets. So what do we have here?
I had a good week of upsets. I only got 1 of 2, but they were both so close.
They were.
Starting with Oklahoma at West Virginia, I said this game was going to be both teams scored more than 50.
Yeah. Well, and you did good with that, and but the problem is everybody said that.
I know.
But
they did.
This is the Big 12, which we talked about it earlier. Wouldn't it be the saddest thing to be a defensive player in the Big 12?
Absolutely.
Where you're almost you're irrelevant. It's almost like you're not even on the field. That's got to be the saddest thing ever. But,
so Oklahoma wins 59-56.
Yeah.
3-point victory. Crazy game. 59-56 and no overtime.
No overtime.
That's mind-blowing. Greer got over 530 passing yards. Yeah. Murray did okay. He had an interception, like 300 and something passing yards. He definitely was outplayed by Greer.
Yeah.
But in the end, it didn't matter.
No.
Apparently, you can throw for 500, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and your team still doesn't win in the Big 12. Blows me away. But it was a great game, and it looks like if Oklahoma wins next week, they'll be in the playoffs because of this win.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Anyways.
Yeah, that's right.
The next game.
Which will be out. Okay, this was the craziest game ever.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best football games I've ever watched in my life.
7 overtimes. I mean, it's like, how on earth can you have 7 overtimes? A 5-hour plus game.
We were lucky enough to turn on the game with about a minute left.
Yeah.
To see Texas A&M throw a Hail Mary and people didn't even think there should be time on the clock.
No, that's right. There was so much controversy in this entire game.
Oh,
so many calls that were just like, what is going on? But regardless, Texas A&M,
they won with a score of 74-56. to 72.
Now you got to remember though, this one regulation was 31-31.
Yeah, it was actually like a relatively normal
It's
football
a normal
game.
football game, but 74-72 was the final score.
It's now the highest scoring college football game up to this point in I know for sure 1A football.
Yeah. And without a doubt with SEC.
Oh, for sure SEC.
Yeah.
Not most yardage or anything, I don't believe, but it is tied for like the most overtimes. I know 7 was the most, but
yeah.
This was an incredible football game to watch. It's a long game when the 12th man at Texas A&M is somewhat quiet. I mean, they were still like loud for a college stadium, but like for them, they were pretty darn quiet.
They were pretty worn out
Man.
by the end of this game.
Crazy game, crazy win for Texas A&M. I called it. Didn't think it would be like this, but that doesn't matter. 1 for 2, I'll take it.
It was a great game. Well, okay. Thank you for joining us for the Week 13 rivalry game results. And join us for Week 14 championship games. Yep.